guys, what's up? I'm going to Jurassic Quest this weekend. Today it doesn't open until 12, so in the meantime, I just got ready, petting Max the cat. Some of you may recognize him from a few photos and videos I've made with him. Before we go geeking out, I'm gonna give Max his face cuddle. Good boy. Be good for me, okay?
When I got to the convention center, I had to wait in a long line, but the wait was worth it. I started discussing about the inhabitants of the Triassic period. Here there were no separate continents, just one giant landmass called Pangaea. It is a harsh place, dominated by deserts. The Triassic has seen many varieties of ancient reptiles come and go, but out of this dry wilderness has appeared something revolutionary. A family of reptiles destined to shape the course of life on Earth for the next 160 million years. The first dinosaurs. Among the arrivals in South America is Raptor, the Dawn Thief.
The very first dinosaurs may have been discovered in Europe, but to understand the older ones, they would have to come to Argentina. And this Raptor is a perfect example.
Raptor isn't the only carnivore around in South America. Alongside it was a large carnivore called Herrerasaurus.
Dinosaurs appeared around 10 million years before us small predators, but what separates them from other reptiles is specialized hips and ankles that allowed them to stay functionally balanced on two legs. And with lightning-fast reaction, they are built to survive, even struggling against competition from old-school reptiles.
What separates Herrerasaurus from Eoraptor is a more powerful jaw. This trait will later on go through the predatory line to a future line of killers, from Carnotaurus to Giganotosaurus to Tyrannosaurus rex. South America is not the only place dinosaurs are colonizing. They started becoming widespread, like how Coelophysis is found in North America. While the old-school reptiles like Desmatosuchus are going into decline, the dinosaurs started going from strength to strength. Day 1, the Triassic period ends. The next day, the Jurassic begins. The great continent of Pangaea that used to stretch from pole to pole is now breaking up. Carnivores started growing to enormous sizes. Herbivores too started getting even bigger. Some displayed a preview of what to come next. One of the first carnivores to ever increase in size is Dilophosaurus.
Although Dilophosaurus is descended from its forerunners in the late Triassic, but insects are no longer on the menu. They are stalking dinosaurs.
It's a triple threat. It has longer arms for slashing and specialized jaws to absorb the stress of struggling prey. But the biggest attraction in the Jurassic are the sauropods.
There are several kinds of these long-necked creatures. This one's a Podosaurus, one of the most well-known ever discovered.
Sauropods don't chew their food, they swallow it whole, because stones in their stomach called gastroliths help grind the food down. Sauropods aren't the only herbivores thriving in the Jurassic. Some even had armor, like this Stegosaurus.
Stegosaurus is one of the most iconic dinosaurs during the Jurassic, and carnivores would really be a fool to underestimate it.
The large plates on their backs are primarily there for display,
but the plates do have weaknesses of their own. Let's have a look at an experiment, shall we? The plates of Stegosaurus may look like it's made of solid bone, but it's not. It's actually filled with blood vessels. So if an attacker were to come at them, it would basically be me biting through this donut.
Though it's the meter-long spikes on its tail known as a thagomizer, which make it so lethal. These they could wield with devastating effect despite having a very small brain for their body size. Other carnivores like this Guanlong is laying the foundation for the future.
Despite appearances, Guanlong isn't related to any of the small theropods during that time. Instead, it relied more on its head to do the killing, and believe it or not, it's an early relative of T-Rex.
Stegosaurus and Apatosaurus may dominate the late Jurassic, but it will be millions of years before new dinosaur herbivores evolve to replace them. With their passing, life will never again be this large. After day 2 at the convention, I stopped at Dinoland Cafe for lunch. Dinosaurs weren't the only animatronics in this restaurant. There was even mammals from the Ice Age like the Smilodon and woolly mammoth. And some were even out of place like this dragon. Though to be fair, there were some countries that dinosaurs were mistaken for dragons.
London, England. The place where dinosaurs were first discovered. How did this all begin? because a man named Sir Richard Owen found the bones of giant animals being discovered, and he classified them as Dinosauria, meaning terrible lizards. Prior to that, they were at first thought to be the remains of dragons, and it's been a sheer coincidence that the British were fascinated by dinosaurs.
I got up early once again, and before I left, I started giving Max some affection. As I got in, the first dinosaur from the Cretaceous I decided to take a look at is the iguanodon. When Dr. Gideon Mantell found its fossilized teeth and vertebrae in a quarry near his home in Sussex, he decided to name it after the modern-day iguana.
Before the finished results of Crystal Palace Park, a dinner party was held inside for 20 people in a half-finished iguanodon.
The diners were long gone, but the iguanodon model remained.
What Mantell thought the sharp edge was a nose horn turned out to be a thumb spike on the iguanodon's multi-purpose hand.
During the Cretaceous period, it was the age of the Raptor. One of them, nicknamed Jojo, was an earlier example known as Utah Raptor.
As a Utah Raptor, Jojo belongs to a group of theropods which we nicknamed the Raptors. The scientific name for this genus is Dromaeosauridae.
This genus will later on give rise to other small raptors like Deinonychus and Velociraptor. One of the most iconic raptor finds was a Velociraptor and Protoceratops locked in combat. Big or small, most raptors are smart as they are dangerous, alone or in a pack. The sickle-shaped claw on its second toe acts like a switchblade. A tendon attached to the calf muscle holds it into the attack position. Its legs are strong, yet lightweight for speed. Its tail is stiffened by bony rods for balance. And its arms and hands are extra long for grappling with prey. Good eyesight, a keen sense of smell, and a large brain makes Utah Raptor a swift and cunning predator. Other predators too got bigger. In Africa, the Cretaceous was home to the largest known carnivorous dinosaur, Spinosaurus.
Thanks to its high-positioned nostrils and fossilized stomach contents, Spinosaurus specialized in killing aquatic-based prey. It earned its name thanks to the sail that runs down its back. Who needs a PhD for this guy?
In South America, one theropod has taken strange to a new level, Carnotaurus.
Carnotaurus belongs to a group of theropods called Abelisaurids, and is easily one of the most prominent due to its distinctive brow horns. When paleontologist Jose Bonaparte discovered it, he thought the horns were used for killing their prey. But for me, I think they were kind of used for courtship display.
While raptors killed their prey by slashing with their hands and feet, the large carnivores used their sledgehammer heads so powerful they can rip through almost anything.
Carnotaurus puzzled scientists, and despite its huge jaw muscles, which are only half of that of T-Rex in similar size, its teeth are more slender.
Carnotaurus isn't the only carnivore thriving in South America. It was also home to something bigger and nastier, Giganotosaurus.
Comparing a T-Rex with a Giganotosaurus would be like comparing a lion with a tiger. Because like them, the size difference between the two are slight. The teeth of Giganotosaurus aren't designed to crunch through bone like T-Rex. Instead, they're more slashing teeth.
Perhaps no continent during the Cretaceous period has an abundance of different dinosaurs other than North America. Of all the herbivores, Edmontosaurus is the most sufficient.
Edmontosaurus is a member of the Hadrosaur family, one of the most common group of dinosaurs during the Cretaceous period, and has a specialized way of processing food.
Unlike Apatosaurus, who relied on stones and chemicals to help process their food, Edmontosaurus has a more direct method. The front of their muzzles are toothless and rigid for shearing plants. When chewing, a battery of hundreds of tightly packed teeth help grind the vegetation to a pulp. Hadrosaurs aren't the only herbivores thriving in the Cretaceous. Some of them developed armored headgear. One of them screams, "Enter the dragon," Dracorex.
Like most dinosaurs, Dracorex earned its meaning because of the appearance of its skull, living up to its meaning, the Dragon King.
It may look like the dragons of mythology, but despite its intimidating appearance, it was more related to Pachycephalosaurus. Dracorex isn't the only armored herbivore. Ceratopsians of the Centrosaurine family, like this Styracosaurus, started to evolve, though carnivores were never far behind. theropods of the Tyrannosaur family started to increase in size. One of the most agile is named after the province of Alberta, Canada, Albertosaurus.
Albertosaurus may look like T-Rex, but when it comes to speed, this is where the similarities end. T-Rex was the speed equivalent of a Mack truck or SUV, but Albertosaurus was the speed equivalent of a Formula One race car.
Styracosaurus and other centrosaurines aren't the only ceratopsians that evolved. Another genus of ceratopsian has evolved, the Chasmosaurians. One of the most well-known examples is Triceratops.
Like most ceratopsians, Triceratops wasn't meant for just brute force. The most distinguishing feature about it is its frill. It was more likely used for intimidation and attracting members of the opposite sex.
If showing off isn't enough, fighting is the male's last resort. But the goal wasn't to kill, it was to intimidate. This is the reason for having armor and horns, Tyrannosaurus rex.
There isn't a more iconic dinosaur than Tyrannosaurus rex. There have been several debates of it being a scavenger or a predator. After examining healed bite marks on the bones of hadrosaurs and ceratopsians, there's been conclusive evidence that it survived on both scavenging and hunting.
Unfortunately, the reign of T-Rex was premature. Its fate was settled, along with the other dinosaurs of the Cretaceous. During their long reign, the dinosaurs have adapted to several changes, but they faced a combination of events that spelled their doom. A meteor the size of Mount Everest enters Earth's atmosphere at 20,000 miles per hour. Struck the Gulf of Mexico, creating an explosion 17 billion times more powerful than the Hiroshima bomb. Among the many casualties that followed, 65% of life died out. It took millions of years for Earth to recover, and when it did, the giant dinosaurs were gone, never to return.
In their place have emerged other powerful and beautiful creatures. But JoJo showed one anatomical feature that one group of dinosaurs did survive the extinction, and they're all around us today. The birds.
Apparently, this is where my chaos theory should end. I mean, I did come full circle. Well, that is until my next adventure.
Oh, Max the cat. Well, everyone, thanks for joining me on my adventure. Make sure you have all your parts and belongings, and make sure to come back and see me real soon. I hope Jurassic Quest visits Myrtle Beach once again.